first time and only time since October 7 there was any kind of communication to Jewish staff to say, we're here for you if you need any support. The ABC have, rightfully so, shown a lot of support for various other groups, but there was no specific communication that was dealing with just Jewish people or with Muslim people about really something that was happening very broadly around us.
Ilan, you resigned from the ABC over what you said was your concerns about a lack of balance in relation to the coverage of the conflict in Gaza. What did you mean by that?
I feel that it was part of the problem that ultimately led to me resigning. As a Jewish employee at the ABC, the concerns that I'd raised to management in regards to the ABC's reporting on the conflict, as well as their giving a platform to certain voices within Australia that were allowed to go unchallenged, and certain voices being of such fringe perspectives, giving comment about a range of issues that really affected the broader Australian Jewish community. Besides that, I was seeing that editorial guidelines around objectivity and impartiality really were in question when it came to the way comment was given or the way that journalists were asking questions or even not challenging the answers given. When I raised certain concerns to upper management about this, the response really was very dismissive, and it seemed that there was no desire to want to engage further with me as an employee, let alone a Jewish person, about these issues. It was all very much swept under the carpet, for lack of a better word. So since October 7, the one and only time that someone in a senior management position either came and spoke to me personally or even sent out a communique from organisation-wide was only in early February this year, where a manager came to check in on me, expressing her concerns that with the rise in anti-Semitism that was seen in Melbourne in Australia, she wanted to see how I was doing. Now, that was the first time and only time since October 7 was that there was any kind of communication to Jewish staff to say, we're here for you if you need any support. The ABC have, rightfully so, shown a lot of support for various other groups such as the LGBT trans community, First Nations, discussions around gender pay gaps and racism in general. But there was no specific communication that was dealing with just Jewish people or with Muslim people about really something that was happening very broadly around us. I say the ABC, as we know, is full of a wonderfully diverse range of cultures and backgrounds. To me, it hasn't created a sense of coming together and being open to hearing from each other. It's just created more groups of which then people can come to avoid having to interact and have difficult conversations with each other about these things. I mean, if we don't speak to each other, how can we learn? How can we grow?
And why did you ultimately resign? I think you resigned about 3 days after you received a response from management in relation to your concerns about support for Jewish employees.
In that email that I'd sent out, I had also suggested working on a project of community engagement with the Jewish community and the ABC. I saw that the ABC had done community engagement projects in the past with, for example, the Muslim community, with the African community, They've brought in delegations from these communities to tour the facilities, to have an opportunity to sit down and have a Q&A, to get feedback from them about their communities and what stories are important to them and whether the ABC is doing a good job or what we can do better. So I saw that as an opportunity to say, why don't we do something similar with the Jewish community? Unfortunately, I got no response to that. And it really was, for me, the sign that I could no longer be in a place that wasn't willing to at least have an honest conversation with me about these issues. And if you kind of completely ignore it, then maybe there's something else going on. I'd be more effective in supporting and helping my community, but not from within the ABC anymore.